In today's history video, I'd like to discuss the third example of foreign meddling in U.S. elections. First example 2 weeks ago was 1796, when the French intervened to try to elect Thomas Jefferson. And the next was 1940, when the British intervened to try to nominate Wendell Willkie. In 1948, Russia took its turn. And the Communist Party in the United States, which was very active and very strong, got together and sponsored a presidential candidate, Henry Wallace, in the 48 election, literally formed a new party called the Progressive Party and nominated Wallace as its candidate for president. Wallace was quite a catch for them. He had been FDR's vice president in his third term, and only narrowly missed becoming president when they dumped him for when the party dumped him for Harry Truman, and Roosevelt died a month into his fourth term. Wallace had been increasingly critical of Harry Truman for fighting the Cold War. He felt that we should continue to work with Russia in the wartime alliance, and that Russia was simply trying to assure its own security by, in effect, making the Eastern European nations colonies. And increasingly, Wallace moved further to the left, and the Communist Party, on direction from Moscow, infiltrated his organization, his campaign, his life, and really made him, in effect, their candidate. This was a mortal threat to Truman, because he had already faced a tough Republican opponent in Thomas E. Dewey, and the southern wing of the Democratic Party had walked out and nominated Strom Thurmond for president. And now, when he was losing the progressives also, he was involved in a four-way race, with the right and the left deserting his candidacy. And particularly the progressive revolt imperiled his ability to carry New York State, especially since he was running against the governor of New York State, Thomas E. Dewey. Well, in the event, it turned out not to be a problem. Truman won and was elected president, was re-elected president. And the Wallace movement fizzled because it became increasingly clear that he was a Soviet puppet and not his own man. But you can't get more overt in meddling in an election than Russia literally sponsoring and pushing and creating a presidential candidate. Thanks for watching.